Last year, in a short-term test, we found the Pontiac Montana had finally bested the founder of America's minivan business. The editors preferred the Pontiac over the Dodge Grand Caravan. Well, now it's 1999, and Dodge has a few new tricks for this model year. So we thought it would be instructive to try the face-off again, but this time in a year-long test of daily use. Minivans are still the big family vehicles of choice in this country, even with the popularity of sport utilities. But the car-size proportions of the minivan and 3 rows of seats still has Chrysler turning out hundreds of thousands of the original with the competition in hot pursuit. With the premise that the Pontiac was the choice of the editors last year, it stands to reason that little has changed for '99. But Montana is now the name. Transport has disappeared from the badges, and side airbags are now standard. The new sport package includes puncture-sealing tires, auto-load leveling suspension, and all-weather traction control. But the size hasn't changed. The Montana is taller and thinner than the Dodge, which makes it feel more maneuverable in traffic. Inside, the trim work doesn't impress, and a taller ride height for the driver makes the Montana feel a bit less like a car. But the comfort and versatility of the seating cannot be matched by any minivan. With 5 individually adjustable and removable seats, you can build the interior any way you like it. And more importantly, you can remove the seats single-handed. Once they're out, the Montana will swallow a 4x8 sheet of plywood on the floor in a total of 156 cubic feet of cargo room. Dodge is a little over a year away from the next generation of their minivans, but they too have made a few changes for '99 on the Grand Caravan ES. The rear wing is now standard for a bit more sporty look. It goes away if you opt for a roof rack. And the cast wheels have grown to 17 inches with low-profile tires, which does produce a bit more grip in the corners. Inside, it's business as usual, with 2 captain's chairs up front and dual airbags for driver and passenger. Second-row seating is 2 more captain's chairs with the optional mate seat for smaller sailors. And while the second-row seats come out as easily as the Pontiac's, it's the rear bench seat that's a bear to manhandle. Even with the little roller wheels, when you roll to the back, you still have to lift it, and it's a big mommy who can do it alone. But get the seats out, and the Caravan rewards you with more cargo space, 168 cubic feet. The powertrain lineup would appear a mismatch, with the Montana's 3.4-liter V6 making 180 horses and 205 foot-pounds of torque, compared to the Grand Caravan's 3.8-liter V6 making the same horsepower at 180, but way more torque at 240 foot-pounds. That should mean quicker performance from the Dodge, and it does slightly, with a 0 to 60 time of 10.1 seconds. But the Montana's 4-speed auto is so closely matched to the smaller engine's power band that the Pontiac runs to 60 just 0.3 of a second slower. In daily driving, you can't tell the difference. There are 2 areas of indisputable difference. While both of our Minis have 4 doors, the Montana has that nifty power door on the right side. Dodge still expects kids to slide for themselves, which is not a simple process for a 9-year-old. Then there's price, with the Grand Caravan sticker at $30,830, compared to the Montana sticker of $29,935. Now, it would be wrong to tell you that we haven't already formed some initial impressions just getting the video for this first report. We already like the changes for the Dodge, but the point of a long-term test is living with these 2 for 12 months and some 50,000 miles. How well do they wear as daily drivers? Well, we'll let you know as the miles roll up, and our rematch of the minivans continues. Well, we've turned to the last page of this edition of Car and Driver. For all of us here, I'm Jim Scout, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.